to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Why don't you make like a train and get out of here?
The blackest dies.
Kill me, God.
Come on! Make this asshole.
You're terminated, fucker. Live or die, man.
Roads? Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
There can be only one.
Kill you all. Goonies never say die.
We all need each other. As you can see, I'm not happy.
Are you not entertained?
This is friend.
Happy trails, Hans.
Welcome back to the Skewered Universe podcast. My name is Jeff.
I'm Leiann.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
I mean, you guys won't hear it on Halloween, but it's our Halloween right now, so...
Yeah, we're recording this on Halloween, so happy Halloween, fuckers.
Lovely people. Lovely friends of ours.
Yes.
Happy
fuckers
Halloween.
is a term of endearment. So right off the bat, so my plans of doing a couple of Halloween episodes for you guys kind of fell by the wayside. Full transparency, the home renovation stuff has been very overwhelming.
That and I got my period, and I don't do well on my period, so I just lay in bed for 4 days straight.
A handful of factors, so we're getting this late, but there's a couple of surprises for this episode. We have some friends who sent in some audio clips we're going to throw in at the end, so you can listen to those.
Man, I love our friends.
Yeah.
They really come through for us.
Should I tease who they are now, or should I wait till the end?
No, wait till the end.
We're going to edge you all. I'm an edge lord. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
No,
I don't even know. You know, I hear people use it, and I'm like, I don't even care to find out what it means.
You know what? Speaking of internet things, we love TikTok. Holy fuck.
My God.
Holy fuck, we love... Okay, I've been a fan for a while, but, you know, it just gets more and more unhinged.
Yeah.
Search the word lettuce. The end. Do it.
Do it. If you're on TikTok, search lettuce. Don't blame us for what you see.
Shit is unhinged. Unhinged.
Like right away you're going to be like, what the fuck? The further you scroll, you'll see like, oh, that makes sense. And then something that's like, wait, how does this relate? What? Why is this happening?
I have an image in my head that will live there forever, I think.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not going to say what it is because
Well,
I want people to discover it on their own.
There are two images, and you know both of those images.
Yes, I do, because you were showing me...
I was looking at the comments, because the comments are half the fun.
Yeah, that's the gold.
And these people were like, I just searched the word lettuce. I just wanted to know about lettuce. And then we found the second video, and someone said, I was just looking up grass. That's all I was looking up.
Yeah, and I think somebody warned, they're like, don't search doctor.
Don't do it.
What do? We search doctor.
So yeah, the internet is completely unhinged.
Yeah.
TikTok and edgelords.
My God. Anyway, yeah, things have been chaotic, like you said, your period, renovations,
TikTok.
But we're getting this out to you now. We're recording on Halloween. We haven't really done anything for Halloween. We don't really get trick-or-treaters.
You know what, though? The past couple of years have been a bummer.
Yeah.
So, nah. And then plus, we haven't had that many kids lately.
No, I would say just before the start of 2020, going into the pandemic, we didn't have very many. We'd always get stuck with tons of leftover candy.
Yeah, your mom would always give away the candy.
Yeah. So we were like, why even buy it if we're not going to have any?
Yeah, and then 2020 happened, and then family deaths happened, and...
Yeah, so things here in the Skewered universe have been kind of fucked for a few years.
And then, with our renovation going on,
oh my God,
it's so many unexpected things. I should say unexpected leaks.
Yeah. They go in one room, they open up the wall, and they're like, hey, so, yeah, we found this. It's like, okay.
They go into a different room.
Go to a different room, open up the wall, and go,
hey, there's this thing over here.
there's
We're like,
more damage
fuck.
here, and we gotta go from the other side to see what's going on.
And go
And
into
when
the
they go in
bathroom.
there, when they
They're
get
like,
into
oh,
the
by
bathroom,
the way. And then they're like, everything leads to the main bathroom, but we can't get in there because the tiles are made of lead, and we have to get the special lead workers to come out and break it all apart and test it and then retest it.
that was... if this was a video podcast, you would see the look on my face, which is just like, I'm fucking over it.
Yeah. And this is supposed to go through till February.
Yeah. The last extension I saw presumably June, and I'm like, what the fuck?
No.
I'm like, it can't.
Oh, no.
Because the initial thing I saw said, oh, it starts in October, and it'll go to like February 14th, or right around Valentine's Day. I'm like, odd place to finish, but alright. With these new things that came up, I'm like, okay, it's probably going to add like another month, tops. And then I saw June somewhere, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my sanity. What's left? Some would say there's not really any, but... yeah, it's been really, really crazy. So it's been difficult to set aside time to be able to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, because we're rolling into Nick Cage November...
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact that there's an election coming up, which could either decide whether we continue on the path we're on and we have democracy, or we're all going to get thrown into camps because the majority of us hate a certain somebody that's running, we're going to try and get 2 episodes out in November. That is my goal. At least 2, but for sure 1.
Because we always do Nick Cage November.
Yeah.
We try to.
I
think there was only 1 year where we weren't able to do it.
It was like the very first year, and then it was just kind of flying by the seat of our pants, figuring out what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, anything else, Leiann, or you think we've covered pretty much everything that's been slowing us down a bit?
I don't know, man. I've been playing a lot of my Switch.
You really have. There's a game you're really into.
What's
right
it called,
now.
Leiann? Architect something. It's an architect game.
Oh, yeah, hang on, maybe I can Google it real quick.
No, don't worry about it. You just basically, it's like a Sim City, except you're building a mall, but on kind of a lower quality scale, like not 8-bit, but it's a simplistic game that runs heavy in the background because it's got a whole bunch of stuff going on. You have to place electricity and you have to extend the walls and you have to hire people for your apartments. You have to learn how to create concerts and all that.
Was it Project High Rise?
Yes.
Okay.
Architects Edition.
Yeah, apparently that version, if you want a physical copy from Walmart, it's like $110.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
How much did I pay for it? I don't know.
I don't think you paid that much on digital.
I wouldn't have.
I'm assuming it's one of those that had a very limited run of physical releases. Which would make sense.
No,
why.
you know what? I came into a couple of bucks a while ago, so I bought some games.
Okay.
A while ago.
I'm sure it wasn't. It probably wasn't that much, and even if it was, who cares?
It would not have been $100.
You're getting your money out of it.
Not $100.
Whatever it costs you, you're getting your money out of it because you continue playing it, even if it frustrates you.
Yeah, but it's only because it's hard to learn at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get frustrated and start over because I learned something new, and then I take what I learned new and build on top of it, and then get frustrated, quit, start over. And now I've got, I have a saved version of like the perfect one I've done so far that I'm pretty proud of. But then I just started a new one off to the side. So I want to see if I can perfect it.
Yeah, see, I don't think I could do those kind of games. I don't know. I don't think I have the patience for it.
It's just a way to zone out, really.
Yeah. You play it for like a good few hours. I'll just look over and I just hear click, 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 click. And I look and there you are, flipping your thumbsticks and pressing buttons.
We all have hobbies, okay? You have YouTube. I have my Switch.
Oh, God, my YouTube addiction. Jesus Christ. Oh, and real quick, before we dive into what we're talking about tonight. So, tonight is Halloween, October 31st. Last night, Wednesday the 30th, AEW did their Fright Night Dynamite. And,
we saw someone.
Yeah, after Private Party beat the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Team Championships, Mark Quinn jumped into the crowd and landed on friend of the show, El Goro. I saw that, I was like, early on, I'm like, what? Or I saw when it happened, and I'm like, wait, is that El Goro? Holy shit, is that El Goro? Turns out, yes, it was. Yes,
I made a comment during it that I take back from the universe.
Leiann was not convinced. She's like, I don't think that's him. Maybe.
No,
like,
okay.
It's someone who looks similar, but.
I think I said something like, he's a really good looking dude,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy on the TV isn't quite as good looking. I'm still saying he's super good looking.
El Goro was a handsome gentleman.
It just didn't look like him for some reason. I don't know if it was the lighting.
It could be.
But
could very well be.
His physique, his beard, he has a very distinct look.
Mm-hmm. He indeed does. But it was pretty fucking cool to know they were in Cleveland. And I was like, wait, I think that's him, because he said he had front row tickets. I'm pretty sure I saw online he said he had front row tickets. Sure enough. So that was a cool thing to see.
Yeah.
The entire show was fucking dope, but of course that was the highlight for me.
And who landed on him?
Mark Quinn.
Mark Quinn.
He's the larger of the two in Private Party. He went out injured and came back fucking jacked. So, I don't know, man. You put in the work. Anyway, we're doing some Halloween specials.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. One, kind of, like...
mediocre, it was fine.
And then the other one was really good. But we'll start with the mediocre one. So, going back to... And I pulled it up here. And I didn't leave it up, because I started looking up the Architect game.
I told you not to look it up.
It's going all the way back to October 27th of 1994. An episode of Living Single called Trick or Trust.
So stupid.
This was basically a regular episode, just with a Halloween skin on it.
Yeah.
Khadijah's trying to figure out if her boyfriend's cheating on her after he invites her to this Halloween costume party.
She finds some mysterious facts.
Yeah.
Regine is like...
who's so nosy and...
Girl! And when she... Queen Latifah reads it first, and it sounds totally ambiguous, neutral, not flirty at all. But then when Regine reads it, she goes, no, you're not hearing it, but you're not reading between the lines. And she goes... Do you remember what it was that the facts said?
I don't remember, but Regine was reading it and she was like...
all breathy.
Like real breathy and heavy. She's like, that means you did this, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, you got a lot of stamina. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, Regine is a shit stirrer. So it's basically that. They go to this party after Khadijah finds perfume and they're trying to sniff out the woman. And
so basically, she has been ignoring his request to come to his work. And so finally his work has a Halloween party, aka costume party for some kind of fundraiser, whatever.
Yeah.
And so they're being like sleuths trying to figure out who this other woman could be. And yeah.
Yeah, it turns out the guy's just a really good boyfriend and he's doing everything right. He's like, I show up to your work. You never come here. Where's my office? She goes, somewhere in Manhattan. But it was just a regular episode of the show. This didn't need the Halloween stuff.
I think the part that bothered me was that they were trying to scare what's-her-face?
Maxine.
But in the end, they're like, we got you. No, she's not cold-hearted. She cares about her friends. She's just sarcastic. You were supposed to be trying to scare her. That didn't scare her. She wasn't scared.
Yeah.
She was panicking because her friend was hurt. That's not being scared.
That's panicking. That's not knowing what to do in the moment. The fight or flight response. So essentially, the B story to this is Overton and Sinclair trying to scare Maxine because she's cold-hearted and nothing scares her. And it all started when she was tied up in a graveyard when she was a kid and just got over Halloween. And they're trying to figure out everything. Like Overton in the beginning is trying to fix a dumbwaiter and pretends he gets decapitated. Maxine does nothing. Everything they do, like a cockroach in the popcorn bowl. They put an eyeball in her drink. Nothing gets her.
No. To be fair, they were pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how not offensive that show was.
Yeah.
And it was 1,000 times better than its, what is the one that comes after? Successor? Friends? The white version?
God.
Yeah.
I think Friends may have started before.
I don't think so. You gotta look it up now.
Should we look this up and see?
Please let me be right. Please let me be right.
We go over here. We're no longer worried about the Architect Nintendo game. Friends. Oh.
No. Oh no.
Friends started in 1994.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. Friends started 1994.
Okay. I hate the look on your face right
Living
now.
Single.
Fuck you.
You were right. By a full year,
Really?
1993.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah. Living Single did it first and did it better.
I always assumed that Friends was a ripoff.
For some reason in my head, I thought Friends was like 91 or 92 and ran forever. Because they have like 1 million episodes that played on TBS over and over and over, along with Seinfeld. And I was like, why do people like these?
I didn't start watching Friends until just a couple of years ago. And it wasn't like exciting and thrilling. It was just something to watch.
Yeah.
It was because at that time in my life, I wanted to binge something.
I know people who were just so into it. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here going, but there's Martin and Living Single and New York Undercover and all the Fox shows that were centered around not a bunch of white people. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm the whitest motherfucker on the planet. Damn near clear. Anyway. Yeah. What finally scares Maxine, going back to the episode.
Sorry, I just imagined you as a cave newt. I imagined you clear as a cave newt. With a little beard. Okay, sorry.
The beard does not go clear. The beard stays the way it is.
Sorry.
So ultimately, it's grievous bodily harm that, quote-unquote, scares Maxine. As Overton and Sinclair go upstairs, they're like, well, we got no trick-or-treaters. We're not going to be able to scare Max. We might as well give up. And then Overton falls down the stairs. And Kyle's there. He's like, oh, he's in shock. We need pillows and blankets. And Max is like, what? Pillows and blankets? He's like, get him now. Somebody call 911. They're doing all this. And she's freaking out. And they're like, gotcha. It's like, this is the equivalent of now where, like, somebody goes up to somebody, like, punches them in the face, breaking their nose, and goes, just a prank, bro.
Yeah, but the funny part is he recorded it, and they all just repeated it over and over.
So it had its funny moments, but it didn't need a Halloween skin over it.
No.
Think of it as, okay, you buy a video game, right? And then they're like, hey, here's this special edition. And basically all it is one of the characters got reskinned. Mm-hmm. And they charge you the exact same price as the version you already bought. Mm-hmm. That's all this was. So it's a fine episode, but it didn't need the Halloween element.
No.
I think it kind of was just like, okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. So moving on, we watched an episode of
Married with Children.
And that episode, oh boy, there's a lot for this one. Oh, that is not.
Essentially, Al Bundy sells his soul to play what?
To play football with the Chicago Bears.
I think to like win or something.
To take them to the Super Bowl.
Take them to the Super Bowl.
This is the episode Damn Bundys. Which aired April 28th, 1997. So not technically a Halloween episode, but...
It's still in the realm.
We're counting it because the devil was played by Robert motherfucking Englund.
I would sell my soul to play for the Bears.
Good afternoon. I'm here to fix your television.
Nothing wrong with my television. Yeah, my wife needs some fixing, too. If you're a repairman, where's your butt crack?
My tail's covering it. I'm Lucifer.
Peg, one of your relatives. Peg? Jefferson?
They can't hear you. I've frozen them.
Hey, these are two of the laziest people on earth. You want to impress me? Make them get jobs.
I'm the devil, not a genie. I still don't think he's seeing my point. Maybe this will help.
Oh, so you're the devil. What do you want?
Your soul, Mr. Bundy.
Deal.
Tom Arnold put up more of a fight.
Okay, so you can have my soul, but I get to play for the Chicago Bears and take them to a Super Bowl.
And he seemed to have a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, wasn't he? He did stage first, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This was fun. Al making a deal with the devil. It starts out with him and Jefferson getting ready to watch the NFL draft. And then Al's like, hey, Jefferson, pass me the chips. Like, go along. He ends up falling through the kitchen table. Series of events happen. Peg comes out and is like, hey, you broke the flat thing that's in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Then Al's sitting there going, oh, Jefferson, that could have been me being drafted. He's like, oh, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm, you played high school football. He was like, yeah, you know what? I'd sell my soul to play for the Bears. Ding dong. In comes the devil to fix the TV.
Wearing a red turtleneck. Because
turtleneck.
It's chilly. It's chilly when you're not in hell.
Red turtleneck, black ball cap. And of course, he has a little bit of a tail showing in the back.
It's like tucked in. It's like tucked in his pants.
Tucked into his pants. And he's giving Al the whole thing. He's like, I heard what you said. I can make that come true if you definitely want to sell your soul. And Al's like, damn straight. He's like, yeah, I'll sell my soul.
Essentially, Al is not what the devil was expecting at all and gives him a good run for his money.
Mm-hmm. He goes, yeah, I'll sell my soul if I can get the Bears to the Super Bowl.
They don't even talk about what he gets first. He just goes, okay, I'll sell it. Mm-hmm.
He's so wanting to get out of his life. He's like, yeah, the desperation. It's thick. It is a stinky cologne. And Al Bundy is covered in it. And he goes off, and he's this miraculous player. He's doing backflips. He's sidestepping guys when they're running at him with his back turned to him.
He gives everyone jock itch.
I forgot about that. He's talking to him. They're like, yeah, because of you, we all got jock itch. And they're walking out and adjusting. He gets him to the playoffs. They're calling him Shoehorn Bundy.
The amount of crotch scratching was
oh my God.
Fantastic.
You must have been very happy with the amount of crotch scratching.
So many crotches.
So there is a lot to this episode. We see Al finally get the Bears to the Super Bowl. And Lucifer, or the devil, who he calls Lou, because his name is Lucifer, he's like, hey, thanks for all this, but I gotta go play in the Super Bowl. And he's like, hold on. I said I would let you get the Bears to the Super Bowl. Never said you'd play in the Super Bowl. So without me helping you, you're not gonna be able to do shit. And I was like, what are you talking about? This was all me. Al goes to the huddle. He's heaving. He's breathing hard. He can't hear the guy call him. He's like, who is that? What? Speak up. All of a sudden, he's 90. He gets decimated right away. They turn him inside out with like a brutal clothesline. I mean,
they really do.
It looked like a Hangman Adam Page buckshot lariat just turned him inside out.
It did.
And from here, Al steps out of his body and is taken on the elevator to hell, where he's forced to live in eternity with his family.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Jefferson and Marcy. He is not happy.
Because they all died.
They all died.
What's-her-face slipped and fell while dancing on his grave.
Yeah.
And What's-his-face did too because it was a conga line.
Yeah. Bud told him, oh, we were driving to go pick up your body and the brakes went out on the Dodge and we crashed. It's just this whole series of just stupid events. And Lucky the dog was wearing devil horns.
Yeah, he also got an introductory Bloody Mary.
Oh, yes, when he first arrived in hell.
Extra bones.
Oh, be careful. Some bones may have found their way through the filter or something. He just spits it out. This was such a fun episode.
It made up for living single.
Yeah. I forgot just how clever Married with Children really was. Despite some of the offensive content that you could look at they did, this episode was just ridiculous fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Al and his family living 300 years in hell, just the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Jefferson and Marcy coming over going, we can't leave until you say the line. Say the insult. He's like, I'd say the chicken crossed the road, but it doesn't have any breasts, just nuggets. They're just like, and it takes 10 to make a meal. You can tell they're just over it. Peg can't order bonbons off of TV because she has hooves.
But they're 5 cents.
5
for
cents
a lifetime
for a lifetime supply, and she can't do it. And she's got hooves for hands.
What about Bud?
Bud comes up with his inflatable woman.
Just looking so sad and floppy.
He's got lobster claws for hands.
It's hard to be gentle.
And then poor Kelly, she gets a date with some like bodybuilder dude. And her head morphs. She's a gargoyle. It sucks being a gargoyle. If anyone needs me, I want to be perched on the roof. I seriously forgot just how good Christina Applegate really was in that role, playing this ditzy airhead, and she's nothing like that at all.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Al has had enough. He seeks out the devil, and he's like, hey, you like to play games? Me against you, a game of football. I win, I get to go home.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Devil's like, I don't know. He's like, oh, so fire spitting devil, just all talk, huh? He's like, all right, fine.
Comes up with his own team.
It's
Genghis Khan.
Attila the Hun. I think Brutus, who killed Caesar. Goliath from the Bible. It's just this murderer's row. And I was like, wait, they're not football players. He goes, I know, they just really like to hurt people.
He goes, but it wasn't supposed to be teams. It was supposed to be me and you. And he's like, no, you get a team. And out walks this really pathetic family.
He tells me, he goes, I don't have a team. He goes, yeah, you do. Turns around, he's like I said, I don't have a team. The whole thing is them just becoming more defeated because they're not getting anything happening. Then finally, Al goes, Jefferson, it's time for the Hail Mary.
So he starts the prayer.
Jefferson starts to pray. He goes, not the prayer, the pass. So he throws it. Al's about to catch it. And Lucifer pauses the ball in midair. He goes, oh, wait, hold on, Al. Is this what you really want? Do you really want to go home with them? Because if you catch that ball, that's what's going to happen. But if you don't catch it, I'll still send you home, but with these people.
Three gorgeous,
gorgeous, scantily clad women, like smiling, like, hey, we'll do whatever you want. And I was like, oh, crap. Devil unpauses the ball, and he's like looking at it going, the ball's moving in slow motion to give him time to think. He's like, you see, he's like, do I go with the 3 hotties or do I take my family? Ultimately, Al shows that he's somewhere deep down.
He cares about his family.
He cares about them. Catches the ball. They all go home.
You see his hand rise up from the fog holding the football.
Which then transitions to him holding a can of chips. This whole
Everyone's surrounded.
Everyone's surrounded him. They're like, you okay? He's like, I was in hell.
And you were there? And you were there? And
the whole Wizard of Oz.
You were there.
And they're like, oh yeah, okay. And then Kelly looks at him and goes, you went to hell and didn't even bring me a souvenir? God. So offended. The whole Wizard of Oz ending was really fun.
I like how jazzy the devil got once he got into hell. You see all the sequins that look like fire when they sparkled?
Mm-hmm.
Snazzy.
Robert Englund it seemed like he had so much fun.
Yeah.
Doing the laugh. And what did you say? You called him a...
I don't know.
Cutie patootie. As you said, he's got some cheeks.
Yeah.
Got chubby little cheeks.
He's got these cheeks. When he walks into the house, he's got these cheeks when he's smiling, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's so cute.
And it's funny because for so many years he was underneath the Freddy makeup.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people forget, like, oh, he's actually a real handsome dude.
Yeah.
Man, the laughter, the way he was just delivering these lines, it was so perfect. This was a really, really fun episode.
And the CGI.
Oh my god. The only episode ever of Married with Children to use any CGI. So in the beginning, Al's not convinced this is the devil, even though he snaps his fingers and blows up his TV.
Mm-hmm.
And freezes Jefferson and Peg on the couch. He goes, okay, he's not getting it. So he makes Al's eyes bulge out of his head. He was like, oh, you're the devil.
As he's like blinking his eyes.
Yeah. like, oh, are they back in my head? Okay. And it was really cartoony CGI, but it worked for the episode.
Yeah.
Considering this is supposed to be a dream by the time we get to the end.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then I know when Marcy slapped Jefferson and he spun around. Like a tornado's, but she slapped him so hard he did like the Tasmanian devil spin around.
Yeah.
I think there was one other instance, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I think there were 3.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it was now, but I mean, of course, the name of this plays off the damn Yankees thing, which I don't know anything about damn Yankees. I don't know if I want to look it up right now. You guys can do that, but there's just a lot of fun stuff in this episode. The portrayal of hell was really fun. Al being so desperate to get away from his family and relive his football glory days. Just to sell his soul so immediately without thinking of consequences.
Didn't even question it.
The Faustian deal, he's like, I don't care. I don't care. I want to play for the Bears and get them to the Super Bowl. I want to be a famous football player and get out of this shitty life that I'm in. I don't want to sell women's shoes.
Gives them all jock itch.
So if you had to... Let's go back to living single real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to rate that one on a scale of 1 to 5 jack-o'-lanterns, how many would you give it?
2.
2? I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, damn Bundys, Married with Children.
Mm-hmm.
Same scale, 1 to 5 jack-o'-lanterns. What would you give it?
I would give it 5 jack-o'-lanterns.
We're on the same page. We do this a lot. We don't really have a lot. We do occasionally disagree on some things, but I think these ones were pretty much...
Well, if you think about it, when we first met and we actually got on the phone, you couldn't shut us up. We were on the phone for a while.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about Gary Oldman? Oh, I love Gary Oldman. What do you think about Jägermeister? Oh, I love Jägermeister.
Do you like horror movies? I love
horror movies.
Oh, my God.
Do you like video games?
Who hasn't seen this horror movie?
I love video games.
We hit it off.
You're a Scorpio? I'm a Pisces. We're meant to be.
And it's funny because there were so many things that you had seen that I hadn't, and there were things that I had seen that you hadn't seen, and still to this day we go back and forth.
Mm-hmm. I make you watch the sad shit. Schindler's List.
Yeah. The Pianist.
I want to say Requiem was me too.
That was you.
Yeah.
Then I introduced you to shit like Inside.
I don't even remember it. That's how much I...
It was the pregnant woman who's being attacked by that woman trying to excise her baby and take it from her.
I don't even remember
You didn't like it. But then I give you something like Martyrs.
That probably
which is depressing as fuck.
Oh, yeah, that
like,
one was... Oh, that was... Oh.
Yeah, the two girls and the abuse and then the torture and...
And then we bring new stuff to each other, like butthole mouths.
Yeah.
I go, that's new.
Suck my butthole mouth. An infamous sound clip. Anyone who has been listening for a long time and listens to the end when I hide a little something,
Hi,
go
Monique.
back and listen to the Skins episode.
Monique knows.
But yeah, this was fun doing this Married with Children episode. I forgot how much I enjoy the show.
Yeah.
And I forgot how kind of ridiculous it got in the later seasons.
But I think it was okay.
Yeah.
I think it lived up to everything it could.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be off the wall and silly.
Yeah.
It attracts a very specific crowd. Exactly.
I think now, looking back, you might look at something like No Man and be like, oh, you're just a bunch of insecure dudes. Instead of like, yeah, we're the He-Man Woman Haters Club. It's like, oh, no. No. But Al Bundy was essentially harmless. For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun. I think the Robert Englund factor really pushed this one, but everyone was just so
Maybe
good.
he was he pushing something that year? That specific year?
I don't know, 1997. Let's take a look and see.
Or was he maybe taking a break from something?
Where is he? There he is. So let's see. 1997 for Robert Englund. I have to scroll back a ways. Oh my god. Fucking IMDb. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah, you voiced... I was like, Mortal Kombat. I forgot he voiced Freddy Krueger in one of the Mortal Kombat video games. I was like, when was he in Mortal Kombat? Duh. Okay, 2001, 98, 97. Wishmaster.
Okay.
Something called Perfect Target.
So he did
Looks
have
like
stuff
that
going
went
on.
straight to video, but yeah, Wishmaster.
Nice.
Which I'm trying to see when that actually released. Yeah, this would make sense. So that episode aired, what did I say, in April of 97, and Wishmaster came out September of 97. So yeah, it could be well within that time of him like, hey,
doing this promotional stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so it does make sense why he would do a hit television show when this guy has done mostly movies at this point after, being on the VTV series and a couple other series. It would make sense. And Married with Children was a huge show at the time.
Plus he started out on the stage. That was a sound stage. It worked for him.
Yeah.
He knew how to work his magic.
And there was a reference in there. I didn't realize Tiger Woods was prominently in pop culture in 1997. For some reason in my head, I was thinking Tiger Woods didn't become relevant to like early 2000s.
That's not how I remember.
Already making Tiger Woods. I did not remember that. So when he said, "Oh, Tiger Woods," I was like, "What the fuck?" In the OJ joke, I was like, "Yeah, of course."
Dated.
Just a year before, or like 3 years before was the white Bronco chase.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck OJ.
I once saw a white Bronco out in the wild in a parking lot, and it had a bumper sticker on it. It said, "Not OJ."
But hold on, please don't follow me. Then you remember South Park did the whole thing where they had the toy white Bronco, like the action Bronco or something like that. It was basically a kid's version of the white Bronco. And they reenacted the whole slow speed chase with, I think it was Kenny and Cartman in this little go-go Bronco or whatever it was, trying to get somewhere. The OJ jokes will never not pop me because the guy was a piece of shit. This was fun.
Yeah, I agree.
So now, before we close out...
You want to know how my brain works? My brain just started going, ticket to the head, ticket to the head. What the fuck is wrong with me?
I don't know. I don't know. But we had some friends send in some clips.
Yeah.
They sent in some stuff.
You teased us a little bit earlier.
Yeah. I reached out to some people. Not everyone could get back to me, but October is a busy time for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guy we mentioned early on in the show, El Goro, he does 31 Days of Halloween every year. For Talk Without Rhythm.
Every single day.
He is dedicated. Go listen to that man's show. Show him some love because he podcasts his ass off.
Yeah, he does.
But we've got some audio clips talking about some Halloween stuff from Cameron, who is one of the hosts of the Jacked Up Review Show podcast. He is a friend of the show. And another friend of the show, Uncle Ron, sent in some stuff about Treehouse of Horror. So why don't you guys kick back, give those a listen. And after that, we'll wrap this thing up.
So it's your host Sully here once again. Both the Drew Carey Show and Living Single, I just think, are just beyond just timeless in some aspect. Just both very groundbreaking. Carey's show, which is now available on Plex for the first time on any streaming platform officially, just was that fun, just middle class kind of sitcom, just all kinds of unusual, uncanny people, and yet it wasn't as mean spirited as so many other sitcoms. I can't say I remember all the Halloween episodes, but almost every episode, like every season, just had moments, just excuses for them to be just dressed up and burst into a musical number. It was hysterical, and to see that on the same network as Drew's other show, Whose Line, just there was so much fourth wall breaking. It was a lot of fun. Krista Miller went on to work on her husband's show, Scrubs, but Diedrich Bader from Office Space was wonderful. And, you gotta love Kathy Kinney as Mimi, as well as Craig Ferguson as the bizarre boss, and so many great guest stars, including Adam West, John Travolta, everybody. And yeah, I definitely prefer it over so many other sitcoms. It's much like many other shows of the 80s and 90s. It'll never be officially released on any home media because of too many music rights. And it's not just the Presidents of the United States, Cleveland Rocks theme song. It's so many more. But the dressing up aspect, I think, and how it pertains to Halloween, it wasn't as horror heavy, but they had some funny just excuses for them to just be dressed up into costumes. So I think that's just it. Like, prior to all these other mockumentary shows, it was the go-to show for seeing people just misbehave in the workplace, but in an overall innocent, stupid kind of way, as opposed to anything being demented or perverted. It was edgy, but in all the right places, instead of, oh, we got to be politically incorrect and piss off a lot of people. It was more just, hey, yeah, he did this wacky thing. I'm sure everyone has had this naughty idea once upon a time, and that's it. It was just breaking a social norm kind of show, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it's just Cleveland rocks.
Halloween's a perfect time for baking spooky cookies. Just roll out Pillsbury sugar cookies, cut, bake and decorate, and feed them to your goblins. So much fun there.
Scary.
Alrighty, it's Sully here again, and once again, let's get to the nuts and bolts of what you really want to hear, and that is talk about the horror and Halloween themed episodes of South Park. Yes, there's a bunch. There's Pink Eye, there's Spooky Fish, there's Comes, Groovy, Pirate, Ghost Mystery, there's Hell on Earth in 2006, there's A Nightmare on FaceTime, there's Goth Kids Free, Sons of Witches, The Scoots, Tiggerty Farms Halloween Special. But doesn't even begin to cover. There's so many others. Those are good starting points. There's so many other ones. Obviously, the Inception one is hysterical because it's them making fun of Foley-based blockbusters by Christopher Nolan, and Freddy Krueger made a cameo in the dream sequence. But yeah, there was a Children of the Corn parody in the season 4 is the Wacky Molestation Adventure. There's a spoof of Red Dragon, the remake of Manhunter from season 8 in Cartman's Incredible Gift. And it's one of those, even I didn't get that. I'm like, oh. And then there's the Sixth Sense parody in season 13's Dead Celebrities. Yeah, this is basically instead of Ike, the Canadian cousin dude, he sees the spirits of famous people who have passed away. Everyone from Ed McMahon to Farrah Fawcett to Walter Cronkite to Ricardo Montalban and B. Arthur and Patrick Swayze. Yeah. And basically, the therapist supposes that none of them can move on to the afterlife because Michael Jackson has unfinished business on Earth. It's also a great parody of the medium character from Poltergeist. So they also do a parody of Poltergeist, which involves a hamster and Randy buying a video camera. It's from season 12's Pandemic. Yeah, not a hamster, a guinea pig, my bad. And then there's Marjorie, where the boys fake Butter's death so we can go undercover at a slumber party. That introduces the old farmer character, who is Farmer Fred, they call him, and he's a parody of Judd Crandall from Pet Sematary. And see, I had heard of Pet Sematary, I had not seen it at that time, but whenever Farmer Fred is on screen, I just have shits and giggles. I'm just like, oh my word, just that Southern voice. Just even if you aren't the biggest horror fan, they're making fun of just like psycho thrillers, Town Under Siege kind of movies. And I think the first appearance I ever saw him in was Insecurity, which once again also makes fun of Christopher Nolan type blockbusters. And according to the audio commentary, it was inspired by an idea of the Stick of Truth video game where players have to confront home security systems. But there was all kinds of things. Randy dressed up as Bane from Batman. There was Tolkien references. There was ADT security references. Kind of funny, and even look at it now from a pre-Purge, The Strangers kind of way. But even callbacks to other episodes, including the Dead Celebrities episode. So, yeah, it's just there's all kinds of things in this one. But when Farmer Fred is just sitting at the bar, just that unsteady, just why have you bothered me? Just funny, instant comedy gold. He also appears, since basically his presence alone makes it a horror equivalent of a parody episode. He appears in Butter's very own episode, Aspen, where he warns Stan about the dangers of skiing. Aside from Marjorie and Security, he also appears in The Dam, where he is running a plantation, Tiggerty Farms Halloween Special, as we mentioned before, and the South Park Vaccination Special. He's at the end, celebrating the end of the pandemic. And yes, he appears in the Fractured But Whole video game. as well as Snow Day, where he fights against Cartman. I know way too much. To make it even more meta, Butters is dressed like him in the Wacky Molestation Adventure when the adults are arrested. So, yeah, Farmer Fred, any episode he's in, like, just he looks like Arlie Ermy, but he just has the he's just an old mechanic and looking guy. He's just all haggardy. And other episodes, I recommend Carly Rae's blog, where she discusses again the Nightmare on FaceTime, which is again a big shining episode. Wacky Molestation. She also recommends Korn's Groovy Pirate Ghost Mystery, which in and of itself is all the characters in that episode are drawn like Scooby-Doo. So there's a even more horror within a horror parody. Night of the Living Homeless is a tribute to George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. So if you want to see Randy with a shotgun and just how it parodies fearmongers, absolutely watch this episode. We mentioned Cartman's Incredible Gift and Inception, but yeah, the South Park has no shortage of parody episodes. So I thank everyone again for letting me talk about this. There's also Human Centipede, which by now anyone who's seen that remembers it as the season 15 where they make fun of just the Apple terms of use but draw it out by just using the human centipede, just visual interpretation. It was also chronicled in the South Park documentary 6 Days to Air. So Silence of the Lambs is also parodied in season 7's Toilet Paper. So yeah, they definitely watch their share of serial killer movies and psycho thrillers. Altogether, thanks for letting me speak on this. I just knew this was going to be so much fun, but South Park is definitely where it is at in terms of the sitcoms, making fun of horror movies and shows. And again, if you want movies or shows that bring up zombies, just about everybody has done one, from Community to X-Files to Star Trek to just Stephen King's Haven, I'm sure. Stand Against Evil, and obviously the Ash versus Evil Dead. I mean, that's the Deadites are zombies, but for sure. And yeah, I mean, just treat yourself this holiday season. Thanks all, and good night.
This Halloween, capture your ghosts and goblins on genuine Kodak film from Thrifty. Whether it's print, slide, or movie film, Kodak is the choice of professionals. Thrifty carries a full line of Kodak film, including C126-24 exposure, C110 and C135 24 exposure in regular and high-speed print film, KR135 36 exposure slide film, and Super 8 movie film. Remember, the sharper you want your memories, the more you need Kodak film and Thrifty.
So once again, as another side tangent, yes, there's all kinds of sitcoms. Can't say I know all the Living Single or the Connors episodes, but I would say that if you guys are going to watch these, you'll be laid back. It is kind of like other sitcoms like Fresh Off the Boat and Blackish, where it was just kind of calm and laid back, as opposed to Horror Savvy. For more heavier on the horror side of things, and to where they do just a straight up amazing tribute to the genre, I would recommend more episodes like Psych, or even unusual Star Trek or Twilight Zone episode if you want something heavier on that aspect. But if you just want something lighter, as well as just an excuse to watch one of these awesome sitcoms, definitely try the Living Single ones and enjoy, guys. You know, there's a reason we want to keep checking out these sitcoms. The writing was witty, we dug the characters, and anyone who missed it, you know, many people were watching these if they weren't watching, you know, something like Frasier or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It just very, very witty, just excuse for friends to hang out. But once again, you felt like there was an actual camaraderie, as opposed to these are a weird crowd that could only happen on screen in the movies. And very telling without being preachy, both these shows. So check them out. Living Single and The Connors.
Hi, I'm Dumpy the Pumpkin, Carvel's fresh ice cream cake, and I'm back for Halloween. And here's my friend, Wiki the Witch.
Having a Halloween party? I'm Wiki the Witch, and what could be more fun than to have us for Halloween? We're both made fresh daily at participating Carvel ice cream stores.
You want to send one to a friend? Please phone 800-327-GIFT and call the Cake Honors most major credit cards. Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's me, your old pal Uncle Ron, and for me, Halloween has always been a very special time of year, and a lot of it has to do with my mom and my grandmother taking me around the neighborhood trick-or-treating and having one of the guys who went out of his way to decorate his yard scare the living crap out of me and make me utter my first curse word because of how much he scared me, and then my grandmother would take me home, and I would get the full-size candy bars, and people wonder why I have diabetes. But as I got older and season 2 of The Simpsons began to air, Marge Simpson walked out from behind a red stage curtain, and little did I know that a staple in my life would begin. Treehouse of Horror isn't just an excuse to be spooky. It's also an excuse to fit in far more references that wouldn't fit into a regular episode of the show. Treehouse of Horror 4 was a special one for me with references to The Twilight Zone, Night Gallery, and Peanuts. The wraparound was written by Conan O'Brien, and it made for a tight cover for the Terror at 5.5 Feet, Bart Simpson's Dracula, and one of my favorite Treehouse segments, The Devil and Homer Simpson, where Homer sells his soul for a donut to a Satan that has taken the form of Ned Flanders. Now that segment of the episode, I should say, was co-written by Greg Daniels, who co-created King of the Hill. He developed the U.S. office and created Parks and Rec. So if you're a Ron Swanson fan, go back to The Simpsons in Season 5, Episode 5, and there you go. I know it's not the Guillermo del Toro opening or one of the more famous Halloween specials that have come out over the years, but it's one that I look forward to watching even when I'm not getting ready to celebrate Halloween. So I guess in closing, all I can say is may that donut forever be on your head. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/I'm Uncle Ron. And thank you for listening.
In the laboratory of Dr. Frankenstein, something incredible was created. The great taste of pure milk chocolate and delicious peanut butter. Unfortunately, no one would listen. And so the world would have to wait for the two great tastes that taste great together in Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
All right, so thank you again to Cam and Ron. little peek behind the scenes here. See, there's a cut. You're going to hear stuff. I clapped at Leiann, so I know where the edit is, and Leiann's laughing as soon as I come back because I'm rolling right into the ending here.
I don't know why it made me laugh.
It's all right. It's a loose episode anyway. So yeah, a big thank you to Cam from the Jacked Up Review Show podcast. Go check that out.
He's got a good cat.
This cat is adorable.
So cute. Oh my god.
There are links to that show in the show notes. Uncle Ron, there's a link to his YouTube channel in the show notes. Check that out. So thank you guys both for sending in that stuff. And yeah, we hope you guys had a happy Halloween. And remember, every Saturday you can find me on Tales from the Podcast. Although the last 2 weeks I have not been there, I am returning this coming week. We are still going through Season 3 of Are You Afraid of the Dark? So that's been a lot of fun. Check us out there. And there's going to be a slight change in times, so keep an eye out for that. We're having to adjust a little bit, temporary basis for a while, but it's all good. And remember, we also have a video game, Tales from the Podcast, the fucking video game. You can check out the trailer on the Tales from the Podcast YouTube channel or the official Skewered Universe YouTube channel. You can buy the game by sending us your info via PayPal or Cash App. I will include all the information in the show notes, but check out the game. It is a retro-style RPG. You get to play as myself, JB, and our former co-host, Ron, as we venture through a town trying to stop some dumb motherfuckers from making another stupid horror movie. Yeah, a lot of fun, lots of horror references, and a dance battle that yours truly takes part in. So I may not be very nimble in real life, but in the game, I'm a dancing machine. Watch me get down, watch me get down.
Get down, get down, get down, get down.
I saw the wheels turning, and I wasn't pausing for you to jump in. I was pausing just because I'm trying to get all my thoughts together. But yeah, Tales from the Podcast, a fucking video game. Check that out. Like I said, you can get it $10 via PayPal or Cash App. Make sure you email us. All the information will be in the show notes. And as far as this show, the Skewered Universe Podcast, we are available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music,
Podbean,
anywhere where fine podcasts are sold. Podbean especially, that is our host, that is our main site. You can go there. For all the links to our social media, you can head over to skeweredhead.com. That is where you can find links to our Facebook, our Instagram, Threads, and of course, TikTok, because I create TikTok content now. Jesus Christ, that's a tongue twister.
TikTok content. TikTok content. Oh, TikTok content.
A little bit lower down. TikTok content. TikTok content. Ow.
TikTok content.
Oh, yeah. No, basically I take clips from the show, set them to clips from the movies that we have watched. That is the content. I'm trying to broaden the horizons to do more, but right now it's kind of limited in what I can do with the editing and everything, so please right now just take what I can give you, and hopefully 2025 I will be able to produce even more content for that. So yeah, that's it. You can check out our Patreon as well if you go to skeweredhead.com. There's a link there. You can support the show. You can get transmissions episodes, which are mini episodes that I record every now and then. There's a whole backlog of that. Wow, I am out of breath doing this. I'm like Excalibur on AEW. Jesus Christ. Hoo-wee.
Except we are not in picture-in-picture.
We are not in picture-in-picture. Sorry, I didn't mean to spit on you there. Like he does every week to you. Inside humor.
That sounded dirty, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. I said it and I was like, oh God.
No one is going to know what you're talking about.
No. We're going to leave it at that.
Or we could clarify right now that he is not spitting on me.
Leiann made a joke one time when Excalibur is doing, oh, this match continues in picture-in-picture. Because he so aggressively says, picture-in-picture. It sounds like he's spitting. And she goes, oh, he spit on me. So I keep the joke going. Once in a while, I'll like brush her shoulder and be like, oh, I'm sorry, he got you, babe. Anyway, yeah, that's where you can find the show. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel as well, because you can get audio episodes there. We're all over the place, man. Man, is there anything else you want to tell the fine folks before we close out this All Hallows Eve?
Suck my gourd. With a smile.
Happy Halloween. Satan rules.
All hail Satan.
Play with the demons and witches tonight.
Burn
Get lots
babies.
of candy.
Maybe don't burn babies.
I mean, hey, you know what? If burning babies is your thing, who am I to judge? Keep enjoying.
There's going to be a news. News.
Do not burn babies. We do not condone burning babies. We are very anti-burning babies. Pro-choice, anti-burning babies.
And with that said,
keep enjoying that universe. It's just a bit
skewered.
Skewered.